We can mark Pokemon Sword as completed. Okay, so first, I am going to be done with this game for now, because I don't want to burn myself out on Pokemon before Legends ZA comes out. But I very well may come back to this later and like maybe do like the DLC, the Pokedex, the Battle Tower, Shigeru Omori. But time for final thoughts on Pokemon Sword. I loved it. I think it was really great. I'm not really sure why I waited so long to play it. I guess I thought it was going to be super gimmicky. And it is. Like, there are a lot of gimmicks in this game, but I think for the most part they all work. So let me get kind of the negative stuff out of the way. And I've had like 2 big criticisms of the game kind of going throughout it. But I actually feel a lot better about both of them now. First being Team Yell. Like a lot of like these newer teams, like Team Star and Violet and Scarlet, I never got used to. I never liked them. And Team Yell were similarly ridiculous. However, and I was complaining like, why can't they just use Team Rocket? But by the end of the story, I realized that Team Rocket would not have worked in this at all, at least not in the way that they use Team Yell. And also, Team Yell are not bad guys. They're not villains. They're just obnoxious. So, Team Yell, not my favorite, but still totally fine. The other was the story, and the story ended up actually being pretty good. I really liked Eternatus and going back to the Slumbering Vault and getting the sword and the shield with Hop, and I guess I've been kind of critical of Hop and Leon too, but they're kind of high energy and annoying, and I ended up liking the story. I think my actual like main complaint story-wise is there's just so much dialogue, and you just end up clicking through all the dialogue, go click, click, and that's more of a me thing, that's more of a preference. I know that there are people who like the dialogue, but back to the positives. Battle system is very traditional and very fun. I like Dynamax. I like Gigantamax. I think it adds a good gimmick to the game. I think it's a ton of fun. Honestly, I wish it would have continued with Scarlet and Violet instead of the terrestrializing or whatever it's called. I love the wild area. I love the grinding there, and I love the max battles. The Pokejobs are a really cool way to grind up your Pokemon. I love the variation of Pokemon in this game. There's lots of cool ones. Variations on like old Kanto Pokemon, and some newer ones. I really like all the Galarian forms of Pokemon, and you even get new evolutions like Mr. Rhyme. I love a lot of the character designs in this game, specifically Sonia and Marnie. Those are my 2 favorites, but there's lots of good ones. The gym battles are a great experience. Some of them are too easy, but that's just true of like all modern Pokemon games. Like they make them for kids, and they're too easy. I kind of wish the Pokemon games had difficulty settings so that adults or kids who want it, just like anybody in general. Gigantamax Meowth voice was they gave the voice credit there. That's funny. But it'd be cool if like they had difficulty settings so people who wanted a more challenging battle could have that. Music is great, particularly the gym music and the music when you fight Rose. Really cool. The designs on the cities and the villages, particularly like all of them. But I really like the fairy one, the one where Opal's gym is. It reminded me of the fairy village from Ni no Kuni. And then like the first like village where you start out, that's like the English countryside. Those are really great. Also, all the Wooloos forever. There's tons of Wooloos, Wobbuffets, Eevees in these games. Those are my favorites. I kind of got derailed there, but this game is excellent. Definitely way better than Violet and Scarlet. Maybe not as good as Pokemon Legends Arceus, but definitely like on par with Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. There's the team. There's the OG 6. They covered up Ninetales with the that's cool that you're on the menu now. Yeah, and it does stink that we lost the challenge with Wooloo, but after getting through that end game, like, it was very, very unlikely that I was going to beat this entire game with only a Wooloo. Even if I got it to level 100, which I could have done grinding in the max in the wild area, with not too much difficulty, and also that wouldn't have been as fun. And I always have the option of going back and trying again if it's something I really want to do. But I will come back to this at some point and do a nuzlocke for sure. I'd like to nuzlocke every mainstream game eventually, but that's like years down the road.